So another one of my favorite scales to talk about is the pentatonic scale. Pentatonic scale. If you look at this, all this means is penta means 5, and tonic means tones, right? So 5-tone scale, which means we will only have 5 notes in our scale, and then we'll have this as our top note, kind of like if we had C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and this would be like C again, right? But in this case, we're only going to have 5 notes. Now, if you were to take the 12 tones of the chromatic scale, use everything on the piano that's possible, you could make many different 5-note scales, but there are certain ones that are called the pentatonic scale, okay, and they follow a certain pattern. So let's take a look at that. To make the easiest one and the most common one, all you have to do is make a major scale. Let me go ahead and do that. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. All you have to do is this, and then you get rid of a few of these notes. You get rid of the 4th, so let's go ahead and use a different color to make this really clear. You get rid of the 4th, and you get rid of the 7th, okay? This is how I like to think of it. It's scale degrees 1, 2, and 3, and 5, 6, and then of course 1 again from a major scale, okay? So if you do this, you could look at the whole step and half step pattern just like this. Maybe you could see it like this. You have a whole step, minor third with 3 half steps. So we have what, 2 half steps, 2 half steps, a minor third with 3 half steps, 2 more here, and then finally 3 again here. Okay, 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3, or 2 plus 2 plus 2, which gives you 6, plus 3 plus 3 is 6, and that would be a total of 12 half steps. Gets you from tonic to tonic. Okay, so that's a pentatonic scale. This particular one starting on C sounds like this. Okay, and it's quite beautiful. In fact, if you just play the black keys on the piano, if you were to do it like this instead, you do I guess like this: C sharp. Let's go ahead and write this all with sharps. C sharp, D sharp would be the entirety of the, or no, we have to start on F in this case. F sharp, there we go. F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. Let's go ahead and sharp these. If you were to do it this way instead, we're kind of going a tritone away, but if you were to do this starting on F sharp, you'd just playing the black keys, no white keys involved. You would also get a pentatonic scale starting on F sharp. Okay, the same pentatonic scale from here to here. Here's your whole step. Here's your minor third. Here's your whole step, and here's your minor third again. Oops, can't do that correctly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 3, 3, and then 2, 2, 2. Okay, so it's not too difficult to make a pentatonic scale, and if you play with the pentatonic scale, it makes it very easy to make music that sounds good. And there are certain reasons why. Many people think, oh, it's beautiful, oh, it's easy to work with, but there's actually a fundamental reason why the pentatonic scale is the way it is, okay? And that's because of this. Between any of the notes, you have no half steps involved. Half steps are seen as one of the worst intervals. Sounding wise, it makes the most dissonance. Half steps equal dissonance. And between all dissonance, there we go, dissonance. If you have no half steps, it makes it a lot easier to avoid half steps, right? With playing these, there's no way you can get a half step between any of the 2 notes, even if you go into other octaves and everything. Okay. Another reason is, unlike all the other scales that we've talked about so far, there's no tritone. There's no tritone available either. The tritone is where you take the octave and you cut it in half. For example, C to F sharp is exactly, or G flat, if you will. Maybe we could do that. Okay, C to F sharp or C to G flat. That's a tritone. You do exactly 6 half steps, because we keep breaking up any combination of 6, right? So you can't find a tritone within this. For example, in C major, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Your half steps were found between E and F and B and C, and your tritone was found between the F and the B. Okay, the fourth and the seventh have the tritone relationship. 3 and 4, and then 7 and 1. These scale degrees have the stuff that we're talking about. So tritones also equal dissonance. Okay. So the pentatonic scale, one more time, doesn't have either of these features, which makes the music of the pentatonic scale sound really beautiful. For example, if you play around on the black keys, it makes it really easy to find music that sounds decent and not offensive to the ears. Okay, one more thing. If you were to take the circle of fifths, we've seen this kind of thing before, but if you go around, I'll just write the major version really quick. C, D, A, B, A, E, there we go. E, B, F sharp. It's about there. And then we go around the other way, F, B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, if you were to take the circle of fifths and do this, maybe we could do this a little bit more. E, G flat. I think we're repeating. These are the same, right? Okay. But if you remember, our pentatonic scale had C, G, D, A, and E in it, right? This is the root of C major. This would be the root, the fifth, the second, the sixth. There we go, and the third. Okay, that's exactly what we had up here. The root, the second, the third, the fifth, and the sixth. Okay, so if you were to take the circle of fifths and simply use the first 5 notes you would come across in any combination, you could start here and let me get a different color. You could technically start here and just do these 5 instead, and then these overlap, right? So it kind of works out. But you could take any 5 and just make a pentatonic scale. In fact, if you were to take 2 more, for example, if we're taking the C here, and you go 1 more on either side, that's your major scale, okay? But the pentatonic scale is the inner 5, if you will. Okay. One more thing. This pentatonic scale actually has a more specific name. Some people call it the pentatonic scale, but really it's the major pentatonic scale. The major pentatonic scale. So maybe this is better up here. The major pentatonic scale. Okay. Major pentatonic scale. Cool.